Hello everyone, Sableye here and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be jumping in to some in-game regulation e-battles with the Sinistcha team. If you guys did miss out on that team report, I'll link it up above right now. Feel free to check that out. But with that, I say we jump into some battles. Okay, so we are here first. We're going to get a very cool team of Pheasantipity, Clefairy, Melodic, Ogerpon. So I wonder if this is like SD Ogerpon is like my first instinct right now. Right, because something has to set up. If you're beside a Clefairy, my general guess is something here is trying to set up. So SD Ogerpon would make sense. Coil Melodic as well would make sense to me. So those are kind of like my big two fear factors that I want to go into approaching this game with. Other than that, I should be able to maneuver this game relatively simply as long as I'm not being dumb about it. But I'd love to have Lando here. Like, Lando goes crazy outside of Melodic. However, can I force Melodic without necessarily knowing Melodic's moveset? Because I'd love to go Ogerpon. Right? Like, Ogerpon, Shenpao, Hands, even Fluttermane goes pretty good. Like, honestly, what if I just, like, mixed things up and went, like, Ogerpon, Shenpao, which is completely random for me, and then I go, like, Iron Hands, and then it's Fluttermane or Lando. Because those first three that I have feel really, really good right now. I definitely am not against Fluttermane here just to blow things up on the special side, especially if it is something along the lines of Coil Melodic. So I am going to go with that. Sinistcha is also a very valid option for me here, but I feel like I'm a little more scared of the Ogerpon than I probably need to be, especially without bringing Lando in a way to intimidate it. I don't really want to make myself a little even more weak to the Ogerpon there. However, ideally this should be fine. We should be okay. Should be able to maneuver our way through this, no problem. We're going to see Pheasantipity and Rillaboom to start the game. Okay, really wish I would have led Lando into this now, but it's not the end of the world. I would double protect, but I'm honestly going to be terrified of like a Tailwind, but do I care? The problem is I can't leave the Rillaboom unattended. That is Grassy Seed. Okay, that's pretty cool. That I respect. Grassy Seed, I respect that a lot. So how do I want to pilot this now? Because I am terrified. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to pivot Ogerpon out into Iron Hands. And I think I'm just going to cover for the Protect. I really don't want to lose my Sash this turn. I don't want to have to burn my Terra this early. So getting Iron Hands on the field feels relatively safe. It's not the best thing in the world. But if they do decide to be offensive with this Pheasantipity with like a Sludge Bomb into my Ogerpon, this also covers that. But there's so much that could happen right now. I like to play it a little safer. Okay, the Fake Out does go into Shenpao. Beautiful. And Pheasantipity, what? Tailwind would be my guess. Tailwind is my thought process here. Acrobatics. Grassy Seed Acrobatics. That is really, really cool. I respect that a lot. Okay, so now I have Icicle Crash into Rillaboom. I'm just going to launch it. I might not kill it, but I'm going to be doing it more than enough damage that I want anyways. Heavy Slam will hit you down a little bit. And we'll just Icicle Crash. I mean, I do have Fake Out technically, which maybe they're scared of. Maybe I should be going Fake Out. But I'm hoping that Fake Out just provides like the passive pressure. And they're going to be scared of it rather than me actually needing to click it here. So I could have clicked Fake Out and just doubled Rillaboom for a kill, but it's okay. I'm going to get the Rillaboom kill anyways. We take, oh, with a crit. We will take that. That could be a roll anyways. Really just depends on how that Rillaboom's built, right? Like if it's an offensive Rillaboom, probably falls to that anyways. They're going to Poison Jab into the Iron Hands. We are going to eat it, thankfully. And Heavy Slam is going to go out into the Pheasantipity. That is way too much damage. Like, that's ridiculous, okay? Like, I know I'm beside Shenpao, but that is +1 defense. I don't think Pheasantipity is very good, guys. But that's a good start. Clefairy coming in. Okay. Look, he's shiny. Anyways, besides the point, that was such a random thought process. I am just going to double the Clefairy. Let's do it this way, because if the Crash hits the Pheasantipity, I'll take the kill. And then Heavy Slam will redirect. Well, and if they follow me, we double redirect and get the kill anyways. So this I'm okay with. Like, Icicle Crash should be killing Pheasantipity. Shouldn't really become a concern at any point. And they're just going to follow me, that's fine. We can ignore the Pheasantipity for now. We still have our Fluttermane in the back that just outpaces it. So there's a Crash going out into Shenpao. Sorry, from Shenpao. Clefairy eats that really, really well, actually. There is a Tailwind, so I respect that as well. And just a Heavy Slam is going to kill off this Clefairy now. So The question is, did we do enough? Do we have enough pieces to get through this Tailwind? I would like to hope so. The good news is they can't kill both pieces this turn. Okay, so it's going to be Melodic. So I ignore Melodic. I Heavy Slam the Fezandipity. And I think I Icicle Crash the Fezandipity as well. I might as well get the 1v1, the 4v1 versus the Melodic, or the 3v1 versus Melodic. They have to double Shenpao in order to get a kill into this turn, meaning they're probably incapable of killing Iron Hand. And because of that, I'm okay with that. Like, that feels okay. Also, I'm impressed that they didn't poison on one of those two first attacks. So they're going to have to go Terra Poison on the Melodic, which is actually probably bad for me. That's probably the best thing they could have been. If they're going to Poison Jab over there, I should be fine. Might get poisoned, but it's okay. There it is. That's on me. I was saying I've been pretty lucky not getting poisoned by it yet, and there it is. So the Icicle Crash is going to kill off the Fezandipity. We actually are still faster than this Melodic, despite them being in Tailwind with our Shenpao. So that I'm okay with. There's going to be a Skull. They're looking to fish, I guess, for a burn, maybe? Do they get it? They do not, and that is massive. Heavy Slam into Milo. Obviously not going to do crazy amounts of damage. With that Grassy Recovery, we can live another Scald into a burn. So I'm fine with this. I'm just going to Wild Charge Icicle Crash. I have the pieces in the back. I still have Ivy Cudgel. I still have so many pieces that are just going to win me this game. Even if I lose both these pieces and there's still 2 turns of Tailwind, it doesn't matter. Like, this feels incredibly strong right here. Wild Charge Crash. Okay, they're gonna Scald again. Like I said, it's just fine, right? Burn? No burn. Scald sucks. Confirmed. Scald is a bad move. Wild Charge is gonna take down this Melodic for the victory in this game, and that's what you like to see, right? I like this team because it feels like it can deal with anything you go up against that you may not be expecting to go up against, right? Like, I'm not expecting to go up against Fezandipity Melodic, you know? But, like, I was able to make it work with the pieces that I have, and that's why I really like this team right now. Okay, we got game 2 for you guys. We are up versus Lucky, which is actually going to be LuckyWolf. Fantastic streamer, especially if you are a morning person, so I'll definitely link their stuff down below. But with that, we're going to get a good game here, so how do we win this? Pretty strong team, honestly. Like, I really want to go Lando. Lando does an amazing job into this, but the Melodic, once again, scares me. Why is Melodic taking over, guys? Like, is Melodic on every team we play? Why does it have to be this way? Like, I get it. I love Melodic too, but, like, why does it have to be on every team? I just want to bring Landorus with no fear. I just want to bring Landorus with no fear. This is annoying. Like, incredibly annoying. I mean, here's Sinistcha is kind of okay, but the Roaring Moon, Shenpao, and Melodic really forces a Terra. But then the Melodic just scalds me. So it's like, it's not great, right? And then the Arcanine, it's just not a good look. So we're going to go Iron Hands, I think. Do I want to lead Hands? That feels very passive. But it's a good lead. Iron Hands, Flutter Mane for fake out stuff. And then I'm going to go Ogre. And I think I have to just run it back. Like, I could try to bring Lando late, but I think I run it back and it's my best option. So we're going to rock with what I consider to be my best option and go from there. So I don't know if Arcanine can live Ivy Cudgel, but it does look like they may have timed out. Okay, so that could definitely alter some of my decision making here, but we'll see. I'm assuming they locked in enough pieces, but we shall see. Like, it does keep the pieces you start. Like, if you've locked in like 3 out of the 4, it'll keep those 3, and then the top one comes in. But Shenpao Roaring Moon does not look like they managed to get a piece locked in. So, important part is going to be probably checking the booster energy on this moon, because they're always booster energy acrobatic stuff, right? So is it speed? Is it attack? What are we looking at? We are looking at speed. I do not like this. This is not good anymore. I fake it out because I'll live whatever Shenpao goes for. And I Gleam. It's going to get damage into both. You're probably going to see some sort of double protect. But that's honestly fine. I can make that work. This covers if they don't double protect, you know? This just gets me some damage if they don't. Man, I really wish I would have brought Intimidate. I really wish I would have brought Lando right now. But it's okay. I'm not sure if they're actually here. I'm gonna lose too. That's the crazy part. They do be thinking. I don't know, but the timeout and team preview into a really long term. Okay, but the Terra confirms they are here, so that's good. That's gonna be what? Terra flying? Are you gonna try to not protect here? Because that's incredibly strong, and it's an incredibly strong option if you try to not protect right here. That feels incredibly good for me. But I just don't see the Terra if you were gonna protect. Yeah, no protect either piece. Kinda wild. Roaring Moon's gonna flinch. That's good. Fluttermane is gonna be faster than the Shenpao, so presumably Adamant Shenpao on her end, which is really strong. That's fine. Sash is cool. And Ice Spinner also not going to hit the hands. So here's the problem. I think I just stay in and double attack. Because besides Shenpao, like Shenpao cannot kill Iron Hands on its own right now. So I go Wild Charge over here. And they can't kill Fluttermane with just the Shenpao. Meaning the Roaring Moon would have to be the one that comes in and attacks my Fluttermane. One, I might just live that. Or they might try to double it. They're going to switch out Shenpao, meaning Roaring Moon probably can no longer kill me. And I think we're okay. That's a very good Intimidate. But I think their game plan right now is either going to be get Tailwind up before they go down, or try to just see if they can kill the Fluttermane. Of course, I am a bulky Fluttermane on this team, so I shouldn't really be going down. But we shall see that. It's going to go for the kill here. This is going to be really close. I actually don't know the calc yet. Alright. Good job, Fluttermane. Fluttermane is absolutely good. Dazzling Gleam is going to come on out. Should tidy up that Roaring Moon, no problem. No Tailwind from their end. I don't think that crit mattered unless it was a double, unless it was a crit the first time too. That Gleam was doing more than enough damage there. Wild Charge into this Arcanine. Not going to do nearly as much as I would like it to, but it's going to do some chip damage, yeah. Respectable. So Shenpao comes in now and probably wants to pressure me with Sucker Punch. But I don't know if I necessarily want to call that and get it wrong. I feel like I might just let them Sucker Punch me if they bring in the Shenpao. Because it's dicey, right? Because if I try to call that and then I get doubled up into my Shenpao switch in, then I'm losing a key piece that's winning me this game, where Fluttermane at 8 HP is probably not winning me the game, regardless. Right? That's the thing, right? Fluttermane isn't winning me this game regardless. However, I do think they want to kill the hands. I would be really inclined to think that's what they're going to try and do. So I am going to take this a little bit of a risk right now. I'm either if they kill my Shenpao switch in here, it's because they're also losing their Shenpao. And I am more than okay with that maneuver, I think. I think that's fine for me. Rather than playing scared, if I'm losing my piece that's going to beat their Shenpao here, then they're also losing their Shenpao, right? This is probably just a Flare Blitz into Iron Hands? Or are you just going to, I am now in danger. I wasn't in danger before, but I am now in danger. Yeah, I don't like this. This is kind of scary now. So here's the thing. I know my Shenpao is faster. I could Sucker Punch. But I'm not going to Sucker Punch because I think it's super obvious. So I'm going to Drain Punch Arc and I'm going to Protect. I can always Sucker Punch next turn even if I lose Iron Hands here. This puts me in still a fine position because I do have specs. I saved my Fluttermane. I also have my Ogerpon. So I have a lot of pieces that still beat their Arcanine. And I know I'm the faster Shenpao since my Flutter was faster than their Shenpao. So let's cover this, make it look like we're just going to preserve pieces. I want something on the field that can deal with Arcanine a little bit better. Yeah, they're just going to Ice Spinner. I'm going to lose a piece here. I am not keeping hands alive here. That I'm perfectly fine with. I'm sure Ogerpon is probably going to be faster than this Arcanine unless they're max speed Jolly. And I'm fine with that. And now I can just perfectly Sucker Punch this Shenpao with the permanent pressure onto Arcanine. Don't have to risk about taking any... because even if I fail the Sucker Punch, their Arcanine's dead and I don't care about it anymore. Right? So I go Ivy Cudgel, I'm assuming I'm going to be faster, and then I just Sucker Punch here into Shenpao. This also might make them think maybe I don't have Sucker Punch. But, right, it just felt like the safest play. Like, rather than losing my Shenpao down to Sash, I no longer have to Terra Ghost. I can still stay up at full. It just makes a lot more sense here. They should try to E-Speed if I'm their Arcanine. But then again, with Howl, what do you drop? Do you even have E-Speed? Or did you drop it? This one feels pretty good, though, here. Yep, like I said, even if I fail this, though, which is why I wanted to have the immediate pressure onto Arcanine, I should be faster. But there's the E-Speed. I respect it. And Shenpao, once again, still alive, which you love to see. Sucker Punch, of course, going to fail. But we are going to be capable of taking down this Arcanine now. Bop! Sorry. It's just fun. It's just a good time when you can use IV Cut Jump. It's a really fun animation. Anyways, besides the point, we're in a pretty good spot right now. Regardless, really just does depend on what their last mon is. Is it the Melodic? If it's the Melodic, it's over. It's the Ogerpon. This actually gets dicey. I'm gonna follow me and just kill the Shenpao. Have they Terra'd? They did Terra already. So I'm just gonna follow me, kill the Shenpao. My Shenpao's faster, so this will stop them from going for Sucker Punch. This should be okay. I don't love this position, but it should be a winning position still, as long as I'm smart with it. This covers if they try to like stop me from going for another Sucker Punch right now. I don't know if they ended up having Follow Me or anything on this as well, but that also covers that. Like, there's a lot of things that Follow Me on my Ogerpon right now covers, and I know a lot of people are adapting. They do go for the double, and they do get the double. That actually might matter. That actually might matter, especially if Woodhammer kills my Ogerpon now. That's actually going to potentially cost me this game. That's gonna kill me, right? Yeah. That double hurts. Big time. This is so annoying. This is so annoying. I need Shadow Ball to kill, and I don't think it does. I'm gonna go for it, and I'm gonna Sucker here because I have to keep my Flutter alive. But that double protect is really, really ugly to see. I have to Sucker because I can't risk them having Sucker and hitting my Flutter Mane here. The alternative option is to Dazzle and Sucker, but if I Dazzle and Sucker, that doesn't work because if they kill the Shenpao, that gets dicey. So we are going to get the Sucker Punch here. Shenpao is going to go down, and that should be enough to win this game because they can only kill one. Right? Shadow Ball comes out. If I miss the KO with Shadow Ball, I mean my other slot just kills this Ogerpon next turn. That gets annoying. And they are going to cudgel, and they are going to cudgel into Shenpao. That is the correct play on their end. The only problem now, I mean, well, actually now there is no problem, right? Because they have no priority. I mean, even if they're Grassy Glide, there's no terrain, so Shadow Ball cleans it. Let's go Flutter Mane. That got dicey in a hurry. That was a really good start into almost tossing that game, but we're fine. We're fine. We got the win. Flutter Mane takes down this Ogerpon, and that was scary. And that's what I think Melodic does. Because if I can bring Lando into this for free in a best of one, I think that team crumbles a little bit. But because there's a Melodic there, it really stopped me from bringing my Landorus, and I think because of that, like, it allowed that endgame to work so well for them. And we're going to get Bwenty. So, not even trying to. We're going to get other content creators today. We got lucky. Now we're going to pull Bwenty. So, I guess all the content creators had the same idea of, hey, this is good content for us, so let's get it done. So, you know what? We're going to give them good content as well. So, Dusclops is really, really cool to see, okay? Once again, I will link Bwenty's links down below. Definitely feel free to check them out. Okay, how do we do this? This is dicey. Because, like, Dusclops scares me a little bit along with Heatran. They have the same core of 4 as we do. This is going to become... If they don't bring Clops or Heatran, this becomes a very, very difficult core to maneuver around. Lando Hands is my game 1 game plan generally versus the Balance Mirror. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. But I think if they bring, like, Will-O-Wisp Dusclops, I literally just I think my team just straight up crumbles. And I don't know if I can do anything about it. My only answer to that would be like a Sinistcha. But I don't know if I can force Sinistcha into this game. It just doesn't feel good, especially if they go the Heatran mode, right? But like these 4 are generally the mode into this team when they don't have a Dusclops potentially burning me. So am I going to get burnt by Dusclops here? Most certainly. But here we go. We shall see. I mean, this should be okay. Like, it really just comes down to if they're going to bring the Dusclops, if they have Will-O-Wisp. But, like, generally speaking, I am expecting the same 4 from their end that I'm bringing. But they are going to go Dusclops. So, this is no longer a fun time, guys. This is no longer a fun time. This should be a burn into my hands, and there's nothing I can do. There is nothing I can do here. It's cool to see pressure Dusclops, because like it technically is the optimal one, knowing we're going to be trying to play open team sheets. I actually like Clops on this team. I should have brought Sinistcha. I should have realized, like I looked at it, they're going to bring Clops. It was just too good to not bring. I should have brought Sinistcha, but then again, they probably have like, they potentially have the Heatran in the back as well. Like they have the upper hand. Like their other pieces, other than the core 4, actually function into the core 4 pretty well. So like they have the upper hand there, but I feel like we can still maybe maneuver this. This is a very free. Let's make it dicey. Let's make them start second guessing themselves here. Lando's pivoting in for their end. That's fine. I'm pivoting out of my Lando, and I'm getting a fake out down. Obviously my Terra here is a bit early, but I think it's okay because I'm really not trying to get burned, and I think that's how I have to maneuver this end game right now. Is I have to play it to a spot where, hey, I cannot afford to get burned. So this is what we're going to try and do. See if it works for us. Like, the moment I'm burned, I lose all my functionality. I lose all my pieces. It's done. So now we need to figure out, what did they drop? Did they drop the Fluttermane? Did they drop the Ogerpon? Right? That the last piece here is going to be super important to see. I'm going to U-turn out. Get off this clock. Is it a Trick Room? Fluttermane is technically the better play for me right now. And I think I'm going to do it because if they do wisp that slot, Fluttermane makes more sense. I'm not really trying to risk my Ogerpon getting wisped. I still think it's the freest wisp into my Iron Hands here. Yeah. It is the freest wisp into my Iron Hands, or at least in this case an attempted wisp into my Iron Hands. So now we're in a pretty decent spot where I can just pressure with some Shadow Ball stuff. Because I do want to put this Clops pretty low sooner rather than later, and I pivot back into Lando. It's a very easy pivot to call into my Lando, but it's still my best play. I don't really have another option here. Pivoting into Lando and getting big damage is just the correct play here. Right? Obviously, thing's going to eat Shadow Ball for breakfast because it's a Dusclops, but like, especially if they Terra it. Now, if they Terra it, that kind of lets me hit it a little bit better, which gives me maybe a chance in the end game, so we'll see. Which is why I really want to put some pressure onto it right now. Get the Intimidates down, perfect. So we still don't know if there's Scarf. I'm under the assumption that there's Scarf. They're actually going to switch the Dusclops. I respect it. Realizing it's a win condition here. Fine by me. Is this a U-turn back into the Dusclops on the other side? Because that's actually an incredible play. Or is it just Terra Blast and they're going to try and blow me up? Because both of which I can definitely see being the case. Looks like they're going to just try and blow me up. So seeing that actually opens the door for me. Because now they've burnt their Terra as well, and I can successfully pick what I want to target here. It's a little unfortunate because like they do have fake up pressure on the field, but they are presumably lost in the Terra Blast now because that should be Scarf based on the fact that they're outpacing Fluttermane. So Shadow Ball comes on out. Gonna do some decent damage into hands. Obviously nothing crazy, but they're gonna fake out Lando here. I'm gonna go into hands. They're at -1. My hands is pretty safe to switch in. I'm gonna attempt the Rock Slide. If they fake out my Lando, I get boosted Tantrum next turn, which is what they're gonna try and expect. So they're gonna fake out Lando, pivot out of their Lando into Clops potentially, and then they're gonna switch hands back into Lando to try and eat the boosted Tantrum. But I'm gonna not boost the Tantrum. I'm gonna Tantrum the other slot. Well, they actually switch out the hands, so no fake out coming out. So maybe that line was too straightforward, they said to themselves, and here we are back in this, because if they're not switching that out and I get free Rock Slide damage onto it, this feels incredible. They are the faster Lando, which is actually very interesting here. Hand's gonna eat that though, so that's okay. And here's a nice little Rock Slide. Obviously not the most Not the most insane amount of damage, but it's really good damage nonetheless. Now, how do I cycle this? I do think their Lando wants off the field. Like, I really can't see their Lando wanting to be on the field right now. I could see them once again trying to burn my Lando. But I really don't want to risk that because I have fake out pressure, right? So I think I can safely do that and go fake out over here. And I have 53, so I'm not going to die to a Nightshade. This feels like a relatively safe switch. It's not the best switch in, but I do think this Landorus does not want to be on the field anymore. They have no reason to leave this Lando on the field right now. Yeah. And I should have hard called that a little bit better. And maybe gone for like a wild charge or some sort of damage like a drain punch into that slot would have probably been pretty good. But it's okay. I mean, overall, this isn't too bad. Fake out for a little bit of chip is never a bad thing. Is it Nightshade? Just a Trick Room. I respect the Trick Room. Okay. So I could go back into Lando here. Or I could go into Ogerpon. Seeing how the game has gone, Landorus being at full health and not burned feels incredibly, incredibly strong to me. So we're just going to go for Drain Punch into Iron Hands, and we're going to pivot out of Flutter Mane. I could just stay in, because no one expects me to stay in, right? Honestly, I don't think any of them expect me to stay in, because I feel like this could almost be like... I just don't really want to know if I want to risk it. Because we'll go Ogerpon. I'm going to regret this, but I'll go Ogerpon. I'm going to regret it too. That's the sad part. Anyways, I'm just Drain Punching here. I'm going to try and keep my health up. Get a Protect Pokemon on the field. They shouldn't Wisp this slot. They might. I should have stayed in. I'm telling you right now, this is Nightshade Drain Punch into Iron Hand. Okay. So happy I didn't stay in. Never mind. I take back what I said. I take back everything I said. Here's a Drain Punch into the hands, though. Start getting me back into this game here. Start giving me some help. Okay. Now, how do we want to do this? Because I could Spiky Shield, but I could also just eat the burn, right? But I think Spiky Shield is probably just optimal. I should probably be smart about this and just Spiky Shield. Then I get to a spot where maybe I can kill this Lando next, their Iron Hands next turn. The thing with the Dusclops right now is it isn't putting out like pressure to actually kill anything. It's doing a lot of passive pressure and it's making me not take the kills that I want to kill right now. But it's not actually putting on pressure at the exact moment. They could side heal as well right here. That would be pretty cool play. They're going to go for the Wisp. Like I said, I was not risking that. I had no intentions of risking that. This should be a Drain Punch into my hands. It is the best play they can make. Yeah. Because they need to have enough health to just remain alive. There's no reason for that to not be the case. I think I'm just going to have to let this happen. Because I don't think I have a way to just... I think I just have to let my Ogerpon go down. There's, what, 2 turns left of room? Yeah, so I just let Ogre go down, I think. And I think I actually forced him into me here. Honestly, no, I'll let them burn me. If I can get Cudgel damage off for free, I'll take it. I think they might try to double hand. I don't know if this gets there. I'm a little concerned that it actually might. Oh, we're speed tying. It's been a speed tie the entire time? No shot. I mean, we'll take that. That's huge. That is absolutely massive. There's no hiding that one. That is just incredible for us as the Cudgel now comes out. Hits into the Dusclops as well. Pretty strong. One more turn of Trick Room. We are going to see their Lando come in. But that's a Scarf Lando. And because that's a Scarf Lando, Iron Hands is free to just kill it this turn. Outside of what they might have in the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to safely double Lando here. So if it's... I think it's just Wild Charge Cudgel. There's... I mean... They have a 1 switch into that and it's Ogerpon. But this catches the Heatran a lot better. And it catches the Flutter Mane a lot better. Obviously it's a bait. It might be a nothing turn, but I think it's the best turn I can make. Let's go. There we go. All right, so it felt pretty good. Like I said, it was the option to cover the most. Obviously, they're gonna still in a pretty good spot, but this Wild Charge plus the Cudgel, plus another Cudgel going into them is going to hurt. Wish I almost would have doubled the Clops this turn though. It probably would have been a little bit maybe more optimal. But I'm still doing enough damage here to a spot where I still feel incredibly strong with the position that we're in. Cudgel. Actually not going to be a 2-shot here, which makes this kind of dicey because now they could try to get Trick Room back up. They could try to heal themselves up as well. I'm going to pivot out. I no longer really need Lando for as much as I think I need Lando for. Actually, I do. So I think it's... I just don't want to lose to the Trick Room. So I'll bring in my Fluttermane, I think. I'll sack that just to reset some things. And then I do just drop a Cudgel into the Heatran consistently. I might not kill, but getting a Cudgel down into it will put it in, like, maybe Life Orb tip range, maybe Rock Slide range. There's a lot of options for me just spamming Cudgel into this slot right now. It's just the correct option. And they are going to Earth Power. Flutter might actually take that. Flutter does take that because Fluttermane is absolutely goated. And they are going to Pain Split, just looking to heal up their Dusclops. I respect it. Battlers have shared their pain. I think I double the Dusclops now. Because that's a free slot. It probably isn't going to have Protect. They cannot Terra it. It just seems to be the best play. We'll double into Clops, get it out. Heatran at 1 HP without Trick Room up doesn't scare me anymore. I have a Lando which is faster. I can fake it out. It's not a concern to me. It might attack and it might click Heat Wave and it might drop both. But I'll take that trade if I'm killing the slot. I'm killing the Dusclops slot. I probably win the game. Because if I kill the Dusclops slot, let's say they Heat Wave, I lose both. I come back in, I fake out their Scarf Lando, I Rocks. As long as I hit my Rock Slide, the game is effectively over. But that Speed Tie onto Iron Hands really, really, really made this endgame so much nicer. And we're going to get the Heatran Protect. Okay. This should all but seal it. And Shadow Ball goes out here. Dusclops lives, which was expected, but that's why I doubled it with the Cudgel. Cudgel coming out. Dusclops should go down. Oh, Dusclops alive. Hold up. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. I was terrified when that thing survived, but seeing it go for Nightshade and not Trick Room is perfectly fine. Trick Room there would have actually been a really interesting mix-up. However, I think it's okay because I just eventually let something go down, get Iron Hands in. Now this is Lando. And it's you turn off the 1 HP Clops and Cudgel into the Heatran slot, and that should be GG. Oh, well, that could actually cost me the game. I could have just tossed this game because I misclicked. This Cudgel is supposed to be going into Heatran. Now, it might go into Heatran anyways if the Clops doesn't stay on the field. Although, realistically speaking, if the Clops switches out and I just kill the Lando here, it's also perfectly fine. So the Clops is going to go down, Hands is going to come in, Cudgel's going to kill, then it's Fake Out Cudgel again and I win the game. But had they swapped into Lando, I still think it's over because they're preserving a 1 HP Dusclops, which also still loses to any point of damage that goes into it. So I'm actually impressed that Dusclops took nothing from that Cudgel. I know I'm -1 in burn, but I still thought once it was in the red, it was gone. Ogerpon Cudgel taking down the Heatran, and that's all we're going to seal this one, guys. I mean, all we got to do is literally just wait for a turn. We still have a full health Lando, going to drop their Lando down to -1 as well. They kind of have to lock Rock Slide if they want to pick anything, because I don't even care that I fake out and give them a boost. I could fake out and reset and just get second Intimidate down onto it, but it's so unnecessary that it wouldn't matter. Like, this is just Fake Out Cudgel. I might not get the kill this turn, but I'll get the kill the turn after. Eventually, my Lando is going to come in and win. Fake Out and Cudgel. This should be GG. But this is 100% won off that Speed Tie on Iron Hand. Because I am guaranteeing you, they doubled it that turn. They went Nightshade Drain Punch trying to kill my hands. And because it was a Speed Tie and I killed their hands before they could potentially kill mine, or heal up enough to even live my attack, it ended the game effectively right there as long as I didn't do anything completely out there. But we are going to get the kill on the Lando this turn. No need to take any more time. And with that, guys, once again, just honestly a really fun showcase. But definitely check out Lucky and Bwenty. Both really great creators, really great people as well. Definitely check them out, like I said before, links down below. With that, though, thank you all so much for stopping. That was my stream outro, not like this. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys do enjoy this type of content, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel, and I do appreciate it. With that, I'm going to stop rambling now, and I will catch you all in a future video.